皆さんこんにちは。今回は、名トレーナーである、テディ・アトラス氏の YouTube チャンネル、The Fight with テディ・アトラスで、テディと息子のテディ・アトラス3世が井上尚弥 VS、キム・イェジュン戦、そして井上選手のボクサーとしての特性について、深掘りしていたので、その内容を翻訳しました。テディ・アトラスは、多くの世界王者を指導してきた名トレーナーです。息子のアトラス3世は、元 NFL のスカウトとして働き、現在は大学アメリカンフットボールのスカウトとして活動しています。それでは早速見ていきましょ
う。Yeah, so before we get into Saturday night's action, we did have a world championship fight on Friday from Japan. One of the top pound-for-pound fighters in the world, Naoya Inoue, defended his belt versus a late replacement in Joon Kim. So Kim stepped in on 2 weeks' notice to replace Sam Goodman, and hard enough to fight Inoue with a full camp, let alone 13 days to prepare for him. And I thought after a little bit of a slow start, it was evident at the end of round 3 that the task was too much for Kim. Inoue just too explosive, too powerful, just too good for Kim. He now improves to 29-0, 26 knockouts, winning the fight versus Kim by 4th round stoppage. Sounds like we're going to see Inoue make return to the United States, to Las Vegas. And then after that, maybe potentially a fight in Saudi Arabia. But what do you think Inoue's performance? And what do you think for the future? What do you want to see out of him?
We previewed the fight, you know, the last-minute replacement of Joon Kim, as you just said. But we did a preview on it last week. I said that Inoue would wind up knocking him out. And Kim had never been stopped before. He had 2 losses, but he'd never been knocked out. And I said, I think he'll be, Inoue will be the first guy to knock him out. And there was only one reason for it, because you can find him. Anyone Inoue can find, can hit, in other words, in boxing parlance. That's what I mean when you can find him, you can hit him. He's in front of you. Anyone who is in that sort of category, Inoue's got a good chance of putting him out. And it didn't take him too long to figure it out. 4 rounds, I believe it was. Look, the great Inoue, let me get right to what I think the fans want. What makes him great? Everything. Everything. I could go on, the technical, the psychological, the instincts, the timing, the physical talent, power. Fighters' punches are not, they're not made, they're born, as I always coin that phrase. You've heard me say that a million times. It's true. Nothing could be true in my 50 years in this sport. He's sound technically, he's the Ferrari with the 500 horsepower, but he's also got a good damn driver that doesn't drive the car into a freaking wall. So, all of that. But there's something else that I don't think anybody really touches on, and it's the look before the fight. I noticed it caught me. It was so stark to me in this fight, the look. Yeah, Teddy, what do you mean the look? He didn't shave? No, the look. The look, we've seen the intimidating stare by Sonny Liston. We've seen it with George Foreman. We've seen it with a young Roberto Duran when he was a 135-pound king. And it used to melt some people. We've seen it with Mike Tyson to a point when he was younger. But this is different. To me, this is almost like a changeover. It's almost like a possession. Like he becomes a different guy, like a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde type thing. Like, I'm looking at it and it caught me. I got mad at myself, bud. I said, Teddy, how could you not have noticed that before? I'm looking at him and the camera went on him and I'm saying, wow. That guy looks, he looks ominous. He looks like Dr. Doom. I mean, he's the Wolverine, before he goes back to being Logan, when the metal, claws come out of the knuckles.
ウルヴァリンもドクター・ドゥームもマーベルのキャラクターです。一方、ジキルとハイドは1886年に出版されたロバート・ルイス・スティーブンソンの小説、 ジキル博士とハイド氏の登場人物です。ジキル博士は善良な医師ですが、薬を飲むことで邪悪な人格、ハイドに変身します。ドクター・ドゥームは世界征服を目論むキャラクターであり、ウルヴァリンは鋭い爪を使って戦う戦士として知られています。また、ウルヴァリンは獣のような闘争本能と人間としての優しい心の間で葛藤する一面を持っています。ドクター・ドゥームに関しては、テディ・アトラスが直感的に例えとして挙げた可能性もありますが、ジキルとハイド、そしてウルヴァリンの持つ二面性を井上選手と重ね合わせています。
Oh, you look at him and he's scary looking. He's more than just intimidating. The guys I mentioned before, that's their facade, that's their, that's the presence that they project, the look they project, and they kind of stay that way. But soon as the fight was over and the camera went back to Inoue, he looked like the boy next door that comes to your house and knocks on the door to borrow a cup of sugar. I mean, he looks like you, bud, with that beautiful smile. like I trust you. Yeah, the other guy you don't trust. The other guy, again, it's kind of like I know I'm going to get some people a little nervous here, but it's almost like the omen, like the possession of this guy. Like 1 minute he's the devil, the next minute, he's the sweet kid that again, you if he came over to date your daughter, you'd say, yeah, he's a nice kid. Not my daughter though, because nobody's nice when it comes to dating my daughter. But you get the point. You look at him. There is and I don't think it's just ambience. I don't think it's just a mirage. I think it's real. I think that there is a possession going on. What do I mean? People are going to go nuts now. They're going to say, oh, you're saying someone's possessed? We need a priest in here? I'm just saying that nature, him, whatever, found a way to become what he has to be the most destructive fighter and force he can be, where it gets rid of the human qualities. Yeah, I said it. I know he's a good guy. I know he's a great guy. I know he's human, but it gets rid of, for that 36 minutes, if he's even in the ring that long, 12 3-minute rounds, but for that 36 minutes, he gets rid of all of those human qualities that can really take him away from his mission, that can weaken him, like caring about the guy across from you, like having compassion, like having any of those feelings that, again, can be negative in this business. Not negative in life, but just for those 36 minutes, that he has found a way to kind of just erase them, shut them out while he's in that ring. And once the final bell rings, once the referee raises his hands, once the referee does this and crosses his arms and says, no more, it's over, all of a sudden that kid that, again, comes over to borrow some milk, that kid is returned to us. He has found a way to be the ultimate destroyer and taker of souls. Because the way that he let's get to the physical stuff. Let's get to the technical stuff that goes with that. But that's a huge part of it. 75% of this business is mental. That's a huge part of it. But we'll get to the tech. He walks you down. He takes little, strong, conservative, set steps where he's always positioned, he's always balanced, his feet are under him. He's not reaching. He's always got his feet underneath him, where he's not giving you opportunities to counter him coming in because he's getting top heavy, because his upper body's getting ahead of his lower body. He's always doing it technically the right way. He is, as he does it, as he closes those gaps, very surely, very carefully, very, very, very consistently, just close. He's removing the oxygen from the ring. And with that, he's removing hope. He's taking your hope away because he is choking you. He's choking you with that pressure and with what's coming behind it, the hard jab, everything that comes behind it, where you just know it's more than just a look. It's more than just a feeling. It's real. The boogeyman has really come into your life. And when he's doing that, and the pressure and everything else with the physical talent that he brings, he does more than just seizes your engine. But with the mental part I'm talking about, he actually obliterates the electronics of the car, if we're going to use that analogy. The electric system gets shut down. That's your brainwaves. That's what you think. That's what allows you to use your body or not use your body the right way. The signals you send to the rest of your body, to the limbs in your body. The signal that you send saying, okay, throw this, throw that. Okay, get out, move here, move there. He starts to short circuit that with what I'm describing. In other words, now you're in a car and the windows don't even open. The doors don't unlock. It's one thing, the engine ain't moving forward, but now you feel trapped. And that's really, I think that's the description I get. He makes you feel trapped, where there's nowhere to go. There's nowhere to go with this Freddy Krueger type guy that's in front of you.
フレディ・クルーガーは1984年に公開された映画エルム街の悪夢に登場するホラー映画の悪役です。彼は夢の中で襲ってくる殺人鬼で鋭い爪で相手を引き裂きます。フレディは単なる怪物ではなく、相手を精神的に追い詰める知的な側面を持っている点が特徴です。テディ・アトラスは井上選手のプレッシャーと的確な攻撃によって対戦相手が逃げられない。どこにいても追い詰められるような感覚を覚えることをフレディ・クルーガーになぞらえて表現しています。一方、ブギーマンは特定のキャラクターではなく、世界中の民間伝承に登場する恐怖の象徴です。主に子供を怖がらせる存在として語られ、ホラー映画では影の中に潜む、どこからともなく現れる、逃げ場がないなどのイメージで描かれます。このブギーマンの特徴も、井上選手が相手を逃げ場のない状況に追い込み、恐怖を与える戦い方と重ねられています。そして、オーメンは1976年に公開された映画で、悪魔の子とされるダミアンという少年が主人公です。彼の周囲では不気味な出来事や死が次々と起こります。ダミアンは無邪気な子供の顔をしながらも、内に邪悪な力を宿しているという二面性を持つキャラクターとして描かれています。テディは、オーメンに出てくるダミアンの持つこの二面性を、試合中と試合後の井上選手のギャップになぞらえて、この名前を挙げました。
And to finish up with the physical traits, I mean, you go back to that corner, and it's like, you're damned if you do, you're damned. And I would have said this if I was back in the commentating seat. You're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't, bud. Because if you lay back, he comes and closes that gap behind the jab. If you come forward, he times you. Bang! He just times you. He times you in the middle of throwing something. If you reach, he counters you. If you try to use your legs, he punctures the tires by going to your body in an accurate, beautiful, precise way. So, I mean, where very little is wasted. If he wastes something, it's on purpose. He'll throw a punch to set up another punch. But other than that, everything is efficient. Everything is effective. His jab, body, and head puts the combinations when he has to. His defense is there. Yeah, you can touch him up a little bit. Sometimes he puts the earmuffs on in front of you. You can touch him a little bit. But he's got the chin to back it up. He's got the attitude to back it up. He doesn't believe you can beat him. He doesn't believe. He takes punches the way a windshield in your car takes raindrops. They just splash off. They just splash off. And he's not getting hit that much, obviously. So you move back. He reads you. His eyes. He reads you. He sees you move back. He's going to move in and catch you as you move back. You know, he sees your gloves up. He's going to throw the punch behind your glove. He sees your gloves down. He's going to throw the punch in front of your glove on your chin. He's got everything working. When again, damned if you do, damned if you don't. The guy came at him. He timed him. The guy went back. He closed the gap. He took the oxygen out of the room. The guy moved on his leg. He went to the body. I mean, there is a purpose to everything he does. The guy, like I said, I think I described him the way I wanted to describe him, the way it caught me, that this guy is like the perfect fighting machine. This guy has found a way to become inhuman during the 36 minutes he's in there. And then he goes back to being human.
Yeah, I mean, Kim got what he asked for in the end, right? He asked for the right hand right on the chin, and as you said in your tweet, was cracking me up. He obliged with his manners, the respectful manners of Japan. So,
こちらがそのツイートです。井上は礼儀を重んじる文化の出身だ。対戦相手が顎を刺したから、そこに右ストレートを置いてあげたんだよ。礼儀正しさと才能だ。テディは表現の仕方が豊富ですね。
what I want to ask you is now, in a way, this is 4 divisions at 122 that he's a champion, 23 title fights already in his career and 29 fights. If he gets through these 2 fights at 122, Turki Al-Shalik has said a dream fight is to see him versus Nick Ball at 126. That would be 5 weight classes, and that's a big if to get to that point and beat Nick Ball. If he does that, what do you see? What's the potential? What's the projection? Is this like Manny Pacquiao? Can we get him to 135 pounds? Maybe finally see the tank fight? That'd be 7 weight classes. Is this the next Pacquiao in a lot of those ways?
Yeah, I think he already has been on that. He has already been on that sort of, journey, going towards like a Pacquiao. I don't know if he can go that many weight classes. There is a limit to your body structure, to your skeleton, to your, the size that you can properly handle that extra weight and still be efficient and effective in this game. There is a limit. Another great fight, he didn't do as many, but Lomachenko. And you saw, he won at 3 different weight classes. And then you saw a limit to how far up he could go, I think. And then Crawford is a great example. He's gone up a lot. Now you're going to see, he's skipped a couple. Now you're going to see really, if he could do the extraordinary and go up as far as Crawford wants to go up now with Canelo. So that would give us a little light into the question you're asking, how Crawford does. If he does good, then you can start to say, all right, then maybe Inoue can go up a couple more. He's already gone up in an extraordinary way, the classes that he's gone up and been so effective going up that there does come a limit. But again, I see no problem going up another one here. It would be a great fight with Ball because Ball is, excuse the pun, but it fits. He's a ball of fire. For while it lasts, it's going to be a hell of a lot of fun. He comes at you. He's fiery. He goes to the body. He throws punches and bunches. He's very aggressive. Look, that might not bode well. That style, that temperament might not bode well against a guy like Inoue who can take advantage of that attitude, of that style, and what it presents as far as opportunities when you're as technical as Inoue is in placing punches in the act and hard punches in such an accurate way. But yeah, there's nothing but fun in front of us with Turki Al-Shalik out there, giving the sport the ability to make the fights that we would like to see. So there's a lot of possibilities out there. I think the Pacquiao analogy is a good one. I mean, that man went up so many weight classes, extraordinary. I mean, God, it's just amazing. How many was it? 8? Was it really that many? I mean,
yeah, 8 weight classes.
It's just extraordinary. I mean, forgive me if I'm a little off, but I think his first one was like 105, 106, right? It was down, I think when he first came around, then he went up to like 112, and then he started moving towards the more conventional weight classes like bantamweight. But before
the first
that,
one he won was 112 pounds.
112. All right.
Yeah,
See, I was
for
making
Manny.
him I was going even lower. I was making him a jockey.
Well, he started his career at that weight. You're right. He started at 108 pounds, but he didn't win his first world title until he moved up a division.
Well, there it is. That's one of the great things about having you. You can get me on the right road. Get me on the right road, buddy, when I get into those weeds a little bit. But no, I knew that he did start light, really light. So at least I was right on that. But it wasn't until he got up to 112 that he actually started getting into the title mix.
Yeah, well, one of the best talents in boxing. I think that was a good, thorough breakdown of the pound for pound. I think top 3, at least in most people's rankings.
Yeah, who do we got, Bud? Who we got real quick? Who do we got? We would probably, for me, real quick, probably Usyk. How you not going to put Usyk in there? The things he's done, the history, everything else. The unifying the heavyweight title the first time in 25 years, cruiserweight, then up to heavyweight, and just what he's done. He does nothing but win. And then you got Crawford. A lot of people are going to be looking at fight with Canelo, and that's going to tell a lot about his legacy from that point on, and about Canelo's legacy from that point on too, to a certain extent. These are legacy fights. These are possible legacy breakers to a certain extent. Although I think when people earn a certain spot in history from what they've done, that should never really be taken away from them. Then you got Tank Davis. Who am I missing here?
Yeah, Canelo, better beef. But I think the top 3, for me, I would say Usyk has to stay there right now, like you just said, after defeating Fury twice. And then you have Crawford and Inoue.
And I think Tank Davis is right there. You know, the next one. I think he's there as a complete package. I also think Bam Rodriguez is knocking on the door in that, you know, that thin air, that rarefied air of these pound for pound guys that you know, I don't take it lightly. If I'm going to put a guy there, I want to make sure that I have a damn good reason. He's not just a flavor of the month. That I have a damn good reason to think he belongs there. His resume being part of it also, and that he's got a good shot to stay there.
When a sport filled with the scariest people on the planet, when you say the monster, everyone knows who you're talking about.
With a tremendous record of 28 wins.